Good morning, students. You're watching third part of your fifth chapter, and the chapter name is Separation of Substances. The chapter name is Separation of Substances. Separation of substances. This is your fifth chapter. Okay, I think you all are fine. Keep safe inside your house and follow the rules so that you can remain safe at your house. Now let's start the video. In the previous video we have studied about the methods of separation of mixtures, and those methods were, I think, what was the method? Hand picking, threshing, winnowing, sieving, sedimentation and decantation. So these are the methods: filtration and loading. And I think we have also seen two activities. Now today we will see the separation of immiscible liquids, how the immiscible liquids are separated. We will see in this part. Okay, look here. You have seen that liquids may be miscible or immiscible. First of all, underline these two words: miscible. Underline these words: miscible and immiscible. Miscible means which can mixed, which can be which can be mixed, which can be mixed, and immiscible means which cannot be mixed. Immiscible means which cannot be mixed with each other. If you vigorously mix oil and water, underline this word: vigorously. Vigorously mix oil and water in a beaker and let the beaker stand for few minutes, the oil and water will separate. Vigorously means you can say very fast. Very fast. When we mix the oil and water very fast and keep it for some time, the both the liquids will be separated in a different layer. So we can say that these are immiscible liquids or insoluble liquids. As you are looking here, you can see the two layers of the liquids. The upper layer, this is the upper layer, this is the lower layer. So these two liquids are immiscible with each other, so that we can say these are immiscible, means oil and water are immiscible liquids. So two immiscible liquids can be separated using separating funnel. You know what is funnel? As you have seen, this is a funnel. Look here. Now you can understand what is funnel. Okay. Separating funnel is a glass bulb to the stem of which is fitted a stopcock. The mixture of immiscible liquids is filled in the separating funnel placed on a stand. It is allowed to stand for some time. Two liquids being immiscible from distinct layers. Underline this word distinct. Distinct means different. The heavier liquid, which forms the lower layer, is drawn into a vessel. Be carefully opening the stop cork. Stop cork is a type of cap which we fitted on this vessel. The stop cork is closed when the upper layer reaches it. The lighter liquid can be collected in another vessel. So we can separate these two liquids in different vessels. Now another method is evaporation. The process of conversion of water into vapor. When water converted into, underline this word conversion means change, and this word evaporation. Conversion of water into vapor is called evaporation. This process takes place continuously. Underline this word continuously. Wherever water is present. For example, seawater contains many types of salt mixed in it. One of these salts is the common salt, which we use in our food. When seawater is allowed to stand in shallow pits, water gets heated by the sunlight and slowly turns into water vapor. Look, as you are looking here, here is written seawater has salt dissolved in it. In first figure you are looking here seawater. In the second, look, to obtain salt, seawater is collected in shallow pits. The people make small pits near the shore and fill the water, and water evaporates and they collect the salt. The sun's heat evaporates the water salt, which is left behind is collected. Look here, this is salt. After purification, you get the salt is ready for your consumption. This type of salt you use inside your house. After few days, the water evaporates completely, leaving behind the dry soil, solid particles. The common salt is then obtained from the mixture of solid particles by further purification. Means after finding the solid particles, it is further purified. Now one activity is given here. Let's perform. The aim is given here to separate a mixture of water and salt. A bowl, distilled water, salt, beaker, and a flat pan. Take a bowl of distilled water and dissolve a teaspoonful of salt in water. Continue to slowly and dissolve it till the time you are not able to dissolve any more salt. Pour the salt solution in a flat pan. Leave it overnight in a slightly warmer place for the water to evaporate. What will you observe? We will get dry salt in the flat pan next morning. Where the water will gone? With the water gone? Water is evaporated. Water evaporated, and your you got the solid salt. Conclusion: water and salt are separated by the process of evaporation. Now look, the next heading is distillation. What is distillation? Distillation is a method of obtaining pure liquid from a solution. The solution is heated so that the liquid evaporates. The vapors are then cooled. They condense to give the pure liquid. Distilled water is used in the laboratory and in the car batteries. Look here. You are looking a flask here. This is a flask made up of glass. This is a burner. From with the help of this burner, the flask is heated, and when the liquid water heated, it turns into water vapor. Water vapor will come here, then it will come here in this condenser, and inside the condenser it will change in the liquid again, and liquid water is collected here inside this beaker. So all the impurities which contain in the water, it remains in the same flask, and you will get the pure water in this beaker. So this is how this process will go on. This is known as distillation. Distillation in the laboratory. Distillation is done by setting up an apparatus. This is the apparatus. A solution of salt or sugar is taken in a flask, as you're looking. Then the flask is heated gently so that the liquid boils and evaporates. The vapor of evaporating liquid thus formed is passed through a condenser where they are cooled to get the pure liquid. The clear liquid that is obtained is known as the distillate. On distillation, for some time, all the water is distilled out and a white residue of salt or sugar is left in the flask, and this residue will be sugar or salt. Now another process is given here, condensation. First of all, underline this word condensation and this word also distilled. You have to write the word meaning of this word. Now look here, you must have observed water droplets on the outside of a glass of ice cold soft drink, or drops of water or drops of water under a plate used to cover hot milk or food items. Have you ever thought that from where these droplets came? I think no. These drops of water are water vapors that have condensed to the liquid state. We know that water is present in air in the form of water vapor. But how do we know that water vapor is present in the air? That's why we know when the droplets of water we see outside the bottle of soft drink or outside the water of glass of water which is very cold. When water vapor touches the cold surface of the glass, it changes into water droplets. Underline this word, droplets. Droplets mean little drops of water. This change of water vapor into water is called condensation. Now next word is solution and solubility. Solution, you can say solution is a mixture, and solubility. Solubility means the dissolving capacity of any liquid, that is known as solubility. A solution is homogeneous. Homogeneous means a mixture in which all the constituents are evenly mixed. That is homogeneous mixture of a solvent and solute. Solvent means as you are dissolving sugar in the water, then water will be the solvent and the sugar will be solute. Okay, the substance that dissolve in a liquid, underline this word solute. Substance that dissolve in a liquid is called a solute. The liquid in which the solute dissolved is called a solvent. Underline this word also. For example, in a sugar solution, sugar is solute and the water is solvent. Same as in the solution of salt. Salt is solute and water is solvent. Okay. All substances do not form solution. Correct. Only soluble substances form solution. Substances like salt and sugar dissolve in water, so they are called soluble in water. Substances like chalk and sand do not dissolve in water, so we can say these are insoluble substances. Correct. So they are called insoluble in water. If we keep adding teaspoonful of sugar to water and stir, underline this word stir. Stir means to mix. When we mix something in the water, this is known as stir. Okay. If we keep adding teaspoonful of sugar to water and stir the solution each time, what will happen after some time? We will notice some particles of sugar are settled at the bottom of the solution. This shows that no more sugar can be dissolved. So we can say that the solution has become saturated. Underline this word soluble and saturated. The solution can be said saturated when the solute stops dissolving in it. Now next, here is the definition of saturated solution. Look here. A solution when reached the maximum solubility is called saturated solution. However, if you now heat the glass, look, first we are only dissolving by stirring. Now we will heat the glass. You will find that more sugar can dissolve with temperature. We can say that the solubility of sugar in water increase with the temperature. What is the important point here? Solubility of sugar in water increase with temperature. The solubility of most substances in water increase with temperature. Importance of water as a solvent. Do you know water is known as universal solvent? Why? Universal. What is mean by universal solvent? A solvent in which most of the substance dissolved, that is known as universal solvent. Water is a universal solvent because it can dissolve a large number of substances in it. Water is essential, underline this word, essential, in our body. In the process of digestion, several waste materials in our body get dissolved in water and are then excreted. Underline, excreted mean it is thrown out of the body by sweat, by urine. A number of chemical reactions occur inside our body. They all occur in the presence of water. In plants, water helps to transport nutrients from the soil to all the parts of the plants. Since water is good solvent and can dissolve various, underline this word, various minerals and salt in it, gases such as oxygen and carbon dioxide, which are soluble in water, are important for survival of aquatic life. Aquatic means all those plant and animals which are related to water, those are aquatic. Fish breathe in the oxygen dissolved in water through their gills. Aquatic plants use the carbon dioxide dissolved in water for photosynthesis. The solubility of gases in water decreases with increase in temperature. Thus, dissolved gases escape from water when it is heated. When we increase the temperature, the solubility of gases in water decrease. So, as you are looking, plant is here. It is taking carbon dioxide, it is a gas, and giving out oxygen through the process of respiration. Okay students, now we'll meet in the next video. For homework, I am giving you a question for writing. You have to write the answer of this question. So your question is, what is universal solvent? Universal solvent. You have to write the answer of this word question. So within 20 minutes complete this answer and submit me. Okay, good day.